All right. Welcome to
Oh,
another episode of Connect and Politic. We're here with a special guest. Please introduce yourself by telling us your name, where you're currently located, and your favorite snack.
oh man. All right. Well, my name is Taylor Dumsky. I'm currently in Kansas City, Missouri. Oh man. Is ice cream considered a snack?
Yeah.
Because hey, I love a good bowl of ice cream every now and then. So that's my favorite snack, hands down.
What's your flavor of choice?
A cookie dough. We don't have to ask that many questions about it. Like cookie dough, hands down. That's what I'm going for no matter what ice cream shop I'm at
Nice.
every single time.
Do you remember your favorite food as a child?
I mean, I think my favorite food, I'm a big kid. But I've always had a sweet tooth. Yeah, it's something I've carried with me through my years.
Mm,
So it's definitely cookies, brownies, whatever. Always any sort of thing with sugar in it. That was my thing.
nice.
Yeah.
And then what's your favorite meal now as an adult?
Oh my gosh. I love comfort food. Just mashed potatoes. I like whatever big piling meat entree you have and then some good cooked veggies. That's my go-to.
Yeah.
And obviously I can't eat it all the time, but when I can, I enjoy it fully. So I
Well,
love it.
when was the last time you had it?
Last night, I mean, COVID is a perfect excuse to do everything fully. So had some steak, some cheesy potato casserole, a little bit of salad on the side for balance. It was perfect. And bread.
Nice.
Goodness. Yeah.
What's your fondest memory from childhood?
Oh my gosh. I my my older sister was quite the prankster. She would try to like lock me in the basement, play games, do whatever she could, lock me out of the house, but I would get her back every single time. And I think the best scenario was when it's so trivial and stupid, but I was very satisfied and impressed with myself as a kid. I was probably about what? She was 18, so I had to be 12. It was prom night, and her prom date, who was a little older, he was alumni for the high school, came over and put, a very great whoopee cushion underneath the couch the moment she sat down, because we have to do the parental introduction, like make sure she's home by 11, that sort of thing. And the moment she sat down for that conversation, the greatest whoopee cushion sound you could hear. And he's just looking at her in confusion because it's a teenage boy and he doesn't understand the difference. So oh man, I was very proud of myself for that one. And I got to see this just like white ghost face on my sister. It was perfect. Yeah,
That's
I
good.
was a jokester for sure.
Nice. Do you miss anything about being a child?
Yeah, lack of bills. I don't know. Bills aren't fun. I didn't have to pay anything as a child, but it, you know, uh, but in all seriousness, as an adult, you tend to care a lot, whether it's about what other people think, or I can't buy this because I have to pay a bill, or it's not in my budget, or I have a responsibility with work or anything. As a kid, you didn't care about responsibility, you just did it to have fun. And I think sometimes when we get into adulthood, we lose that a little bit. And those moments, when we don't, those are so important. Impulse as an adult within reason is very good to experience. So I miss that just kid impulse, lack of repercussion and responsibility.
Yeah.
That was my favorite thing as a kid, because I'm going to go play in dirt and lick this floor and drink someone else's Kool-Aid and I don't care.
Oh man, no, that's
You
good.
did that shit as an adult, they would throw you in the crack house. Hey, like quickly.
D. How do you think your childhood helped groom you into the person you are today?
Well, I I won't say my childhood was hard, but it wasn't cookie cutter. You know, I had, I have three wonderful siblings, a very strong, independent mother, but I have a garbage father. Left when I was 11 years old to carry on the venture with his new family. And that is inevitably going to shape you as a person. So I I'm thankful in a weird way for that experience, and it just brought up my siblings and I to be this strong, loving, kind people that he wasn't, and watching my mom be this strong woman who is still single and doing everything herself to this day. Like that shaped who I am
Yeah.
no matter what. And I can say that quickly and concisely. So
Yeah.
yeah.
You said your dad uh, left when you were,
Yes.
and so are there any important lessons that you learned from him prior to him leaving? And then
Yeah.
from your mom, what are some of the
Of
most
course.
important lessons you learned from her?
Oh man. So oddly enough, with a person I am, my dad taught me those like really important, just manly things that not, some women don't get the opportunity to learn. But just, because of family dynamic or whatever, he taught me sports. He taught me like how simple things like how to fix a toilet. He was unfortunately a very smart guy. He knew numbers. He knew where money was, and he did teach me all of that. But what he didn't teach me is the love of family and how you cherish your kids and your wife. And even if it doesn't work out with your wife, you do what you can for the children. And he didn't teach me that, but my mom did. She taught me that. That woman has sacrificed everything for her kids, whether it was going out on a Saturday night so she could be there with our, like, for our prom, or skipping a meal that she wanted so we could have ours, just simple things like that. She gave up every freedom for, how old is my little sister? However it adds up. To give you an idea, my oldest sibling is 34. My sister is, geez, how old am I? 32. I'm 26. And then I have a sibling who's 18. My mom has been momming for that long, and she's still doing it. So that I got the most extreme of every lesson from both parents, regardless of how much, if you have to bleep this out, go for it, of an ass one was.
Yeah.
So,
Um,
yeah, they both did a lot for me.
yeah, yeah. Nah, yeah. I mean, parents, we all know, are easily the most influential,
Oh, yeah.
positive or negative. Um, what are your favorite things to do for self-care?
Ooh, meditating is important. Um, our mutual friend Jason introduced me to core, and I'm hooked on it. I was a skeptic, not necessarily in meditation, but sensory meditation. And like I'm holding this 5-inch ball, in the middle of my bedroom floor for no reason, but I love it. And it it's weird and bizarre initially how it takes you to another place, and I think that's the most important thing you can do. Um, and recently, the most important thing for self-care I've done is just to stop thinking about things, like be in the moment, do what it is you're doing, and do it fully. Stop the calculating, stop thinking about the income outcome, don't worry about what could, and just do that thing. So that is a very transcendent form of self-care. And also I have a drink at 6 o'clock every Tuesday through Saturday. I think that is an important I think that's an important form of self-care.
what, what is this a specific type of drink that you have?
I'm not picky. I if I'm really going for it and I want to make a good drink, I just want a good old fashioned. Um, I'll never say no to a good drink. It's there as long as I can work out the next day, I'll have it. If it's too much, I know my limit, but yeah, I'm not picky. I'll try whatever in front of me. I've had some I mean, it's not very atypical, but stuff with whole eggs in it. Last dirty martini I had clam juice in it. Like it's just I'm into the bizarre and weird, so it's cool and fun. So yeah, I love it all. But right now I'm sipping a French 75 with a little bit of gin, a little bit of lemonade, and God, what else do we put in there? Oh, of course, champagne.
Yeah.
So yeah.
What are some things you do for self-growth?
Ooh, self-growth. That's great. I try to no. I don't try that's it. I do everything I can to eliminate the word try from my lifestyle. There like you don't try to get on a diet. You don't try to work out more. It's you do it or you don't. Yeah, I so for self-growth, I eliminate try from my vocabulary. Just get rid of it. Like you don't try to fall in love with somebody, you know? I don't try to, smoke a J with my 60-year-old neighbor. I either do it or I don't. So whatever it is, like you just do it.
Yeah.
And
Are
and
you no, go on.
yeah. No. I was just saying it's like you do it or you don't. Try doesn't exist. That was the best piece of advice I've ever received in my life.
And who did you receive that advice from?
Don't want to admit it, but my older sister.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know you're
And
gonna
her 8 abs. Damn it. Yeah, that's the person that's going to tell you that. Goodness.
I thought you actually got that from Yoda.
Right? It sounds like it.
No, it is. It's a famous Yoda. Yeah.
I guarantee you she stole it from Yoda. It was wasted and then told it to me. No, it's mine. I swear to God, it's mine. Just try. Don't try something. I don't know. You want to get a cookie? It's my sister.
That's good. That's good. Do you have any good habits that you practice regularly? And
Well, I brush my teeth twice a day.
that's
I
good.
think that's first and foremost. I Oh man, I say my best habit is I'm really good at stopping and pausing when I get overwhelmed, and with my job and my current personal life situation, it's very easy to get overwhelmed. So every day I try and stop for just 2 minutes in the middle of the day where everything is the most hectic, and I just breathe. Like, okay, you can pause. You can take 120 seconds out of the thousands of seconds this day and just sit. That's my best habit. And it comes routine. And I can tell if I don't do it. So aside from brushing my teeth, that's the best thing.
Yeah. No, that's good. And you do this in addition to your meditation?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I you know, I've always kind of mocked the um sort of whimsical conversation of you just gotta really be in the moment and flow and feel your body. I've been a skeptic, unfortunately, about that. But having people in my life that have introduced me to the importance of getting in tune with your body, whether it's physical or mental, um, and then understanding that it's okay to take a little bit of time in the day for yourself, whether if it's like you're writing something like someone if you're on the phone and you're in the middle of something else and someone gives you information that you need to write down, like okay, give me like 15 seconds, I'm going to go grab my journal, and you're writing stuff in the same spot every single day, like things like that that don't take any time, but when you get in your head about it, it takes the most time. That stuff is huge. So I've been really lucky to be able to form that habit and just get into that. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you do in your professional life? And is it any different than what you dream about doing as a kid?
Yes. So right now I am a craft cocktail bartender. Um, I say craft in quotes because I think it's completely relative. Everyone's crafting everything you drink right in front of you. Um, but I run a cocktail lounge company in a suburb of Kansas City, and it's so much fun. I get some really cool stuff, and I meet a lot of great people, and I don't know, it's interesting, and I get an outlet to be creative, but also get that kind of administrative feel of running a business, which is great. So I'm satisfying both ends of my personality, the anal retentive one and the crazy lucid artist one. And then I get to interact with people, which is great. Um, I'm studying interpersonal communication right now. So just between people and how do we interact with one another, and that's actually how I met my partner, which is awesome. And it's great. But as a kid, I thought I was going to be, the first thing I ever said when I was in preschool, and the only reason why I remember this is recorded, is I was going to be an EMT. So I was going to be that person in the ambulance going around rescuing people, getting them out of places. And then I realized I don't like people. So that switched real quick to being a vet. And then being a vet, calculating the school, that's expensive. Then I went back to sports are great. I'm going to be a WNBA coach. And then I wanted to be a lawyer. I was so all over the place. It was dangerous. Um, and most of those people end up as bartenders, oddly enough. So, yeah, it's a little different. Oh, you have no idea what you're going to do for the rest of your life? You should serve drinks. Perfect. ADDS.
That's funny. Oh,
So that's what I'm doing.
so you said you're studying interpersonal relationships, right? Or
Yes.
communication.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you mean? You mean in college in a certain program or just
Yeah.
on
Yeah. So I'm a super delayed undergrad. I took a couple years off, flunked a couple years here and there, ended up at a private school in Kansas City. I love Park. I I think it's great. The average age of a student is like 30. So I'm around people my age, but it still feels like a traditional campus. And what I would love to research the interaction of people in bars. And like, if, let's say, for example, if you were to hit on an individual at a bar, how would you do that? And why would you do that? Like, no matter who it is, like, how are you going to carry yourself and do that? And what are you saying in that conversation? And what about society makes you say that? What about yourself makes you say that? All these different components create even this conversation. That's what I would love to research. I would just be out of my mind. So just how we form conversations and talk to one another, I think is so cool. My partner right now is studying, oh man, she studied so much. Woman's a doctor. So I admire her. Um, uh, Sexting conversations among, oh God, my hands in there, non-monogamous relationships. So it, there are so many dynamics to the conversation, and I'm fascinated with how we can talk to one another.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm monogamous, how I talk to my partner is going to be tremendously different to how a polyamorous cisgender woman identifying person is going to talk to her partner.
Yeah.
So it's crazy. I love it.
Hmm. Interesting. Um,
I live my life for the story. Trust me.
you said you don't like people, right? Like,
Yes.
um, but you're in the people business.
Oh yeah.
So how
The
does
funny
that?
thing is, oh, how does that work?
Yeah.
I hate people, but all I do is serve people.
Yeah.
I think that's why I don't like people. But
Remember,
yeah,
you said
right, yeah.
that you
I
were
was young.
pursuing,
Um,
you were going to be an EMT, but then you
yeah,
realized, so that was years ago. That was before you got into.
exactly. Yeah, that's very, very true. I mean, I was shy and awkward as a kid, and I I hate comparing myself to my older sister, but her and I are so similar. It's inevitable. She's just this blossoming, beautiful woman, stereotypical in high school, popular. Everyone loved her. You bring up her name now in our hometown, and they still know her. So it, I wanted to be like that for a little while and just try to channel that. And then I grew into myself more and identified with I don't like people. And then I got into the service industry and I was like, wow, that's what they're really like. I don't like people at all. No. I think in a non-derogative, non-pejorative way, studying people is fascinating. Like, why don't I like people? Is it me because I claim to be weird and introverted, or is it because you're a total prick? Like, which one is it? So I'm a why person, hands down. So I answered your question in a roundabout way. So I'm fascinated by people. I don't necessarily want to be around them all the time.
Yeah.
No. And I like making drinks. Drunk people are real fun. So
Yeah, I've heard. Is there something on your bucket list to learn or do?
oh yes, absolutely. Sorry, our dog came over. Naturally, that's the thing with these Zoom things. I feel like dogs and whatever animal you have is going to be caught in the meeting. But anyways, for bucket list, I want to learn as many foreign languages as possible. Travel. I'm not one of those people that have ever thought you're in America, speak English. Don't like those guys very much. And that's not cool. Um, and I think other languages are gorgeous. But even studying the history of the Western English vernacular is fascinating. Like, I would love to see that with a Roman-based language or a Latin-based language, anything like that. So that's learning to communicate with other people in other countries or within my own country. Brilliant. Um, and what was the second part of other questions? I'm getting distracted.
It's just, I mean, something you want to learn, you already covered, but something
Boom.
you
To do. I would say to do. Oh, that's hard. I'm gonna throw traveling in the language bin because I feel like those go hand in hand. If I'm gonna travel places, I better be able to understand whatever language I'm going into because I want to be able to read the signs literally. Um, to do, I would. I live in the Midwest, in the Southern Midwest. I would love to open up a gay bar. Like, give me the biggest, loudest, most colorful group of people in the Midwest who are afraid to come out. Put them in one place, put on the best show. Like, well, let's show them who we are. And that's in a business aspect, of course. So I think that'd be awesome. And we're not gonna hide from anybody.
nice.
And of course, it's Pride Month, so I'm really on that right now.
Yeah. Is there anything you want to unlearn?
Mm. So I would overthinking. I would say I'd want to unlearn that. It's very easy to overcalculate. Oh my gosh, I want to say something and I really mean it, but I don't know what you're gonna think. I don't know what that person's gonna think. I don't know. Oh my god, how am I? Do my headphones sound okay? This light sucks. Like, and I'm so good at that. I would love to unlearn it.
Yeah. Were you always like that?
Uh, I would say once I like grown into maturity and puberty and all that stuff, and yeah, definitely. I can admit to be insecure. I don't have a problem with admitting that. So that has always been a thing, unfortunately, but it's once you settle more into yourself, that kind of escapes, which is great. Overthinking in the big picture outside from insecurity, it's a little harder to escape, but I think they go hand in hand. So the more you get comfortable with yourself, the less you overthink.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't matter. You're just going to do it. And that pattern shows. It's important to learn to just do things and not think. It's important to not be insecure. It's important to not overthink. You're not going to be happy if you do all those three things together, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Can you think of any advice you would give your younger self?
Ooh, shut up. Shut up. Stop talking. No, just don't say anything. 18-year-old Taylor was real good at talking back. She also actually, and then I would say, you're fine. Because I'm so happy right now. I'm very lucky to be this happy. So honestly, younger Taylor did all this for me. So shout out to dumbass 18-year-old Taylor for getting me right here.
That's good. What's the best advice you receive about money?
Ooh. Best advice I've received about money. Well, budget. That single word is just a blessing of advice, because if you don't budget it, yeah, your life's, you think about it in whatever way you want, but if you budget properly, you can get those nice things way faster than you think. It doesn't take 5-10 years. You can get that particular thing or have that extra cash saved up, or let's say you get a significant other and you want to do something nice for them, you have that extra money. Like, set a reasonable budget. And that came from not my mother. Goodness gracious, that woman's real good at spending her own money. But my sister and her boyfriend, Jason. As you can tell through the common theme, they've been very influential on me, like, getting into adulthood. And yeah, and my partner has just she'll catch me because we're moving in together and getting a new place, and I'm going over my budget and my income and everything. She's like, "You see what you're doing? You're setting a budget." And I crumple the paper like, I'm not setting no damn budget. But she's been great. And it's like those three people have been so influential. And then I went out and bought a steak and a bottle of champagne. And
Nice. What has been the toughest thing you've had to tackle, and what helped you get through it?
toughest thing, actually, that's very easy to answer. My own judgment. I can easily say that because, unfortunately, on one side of my family, not my mother's, so my father's, it was normal to pass judgment on people, to look at someone and say, I don't know, they're probably, they don't make a lot of money. They don't get by very well. They're not as smart as you. They're like what other people would call modest. They're poor. You don't want to touch them. Like, oh God, I hate that so much. So the more I see myself growing out of that, and which wasn't easy to, or wasn't hard to do because of my education and my siblings, the happier I am. Oh yeah. I'm glad that wasn't a DNA trait that stuck along. So
Yeah, and how did you grow out of it?
So I'm lucky to say I'm naturally someone who's like, I briefly mentioned earlier, I'm a why person. Like, why am I going to judge that? Why would I judge that person? Why? I don't understand. You don't like them because their hair's not cut a certain way. You don't like them because their shoes aren't washed. Like, you don't like them because they don't work in the same corporation you do or whatever. I don't understand. So I think being that person who's always, look, I'll reword that. The way you can get out of judging people is to engage and learn and ask why. And that's what I tried to do. I've always tried to educate myself and understand other people and just talk to them and have these sort of conversations, and that's the best way to do it. If educates too much, then I'm just talking. Sitting in a classroom, and whether you're in college or high school, even middle school, wherever, you're just talking to people and learning stuff and absorbing information. And that's how you get out of judging people, is you educate yourself. You don't know until you're in that other person's shoes. Your opinion doesn't matter about another person unless you've lived in their situation. So
Yeah.
I think that's huge.
Yeah. What qualities or character traits do you admire in other people?
Ooh. I love people who are regimented and every day can wake up at 4 a.m., hit the gym. They're having their same breakfast that they made 2 nights ago because they knew what they were going to do. They're out to work on time because they know how rush hour works and parking takes time. And I love that. And they have their schedule set. They have their calendar, their planner, their stuff's in their phone, and they don't have 2,000 emails on their iPhone. I I love those people. And people that can just be unquestionably, genuinely interested in what other people are doing past the point of kindness. We can be genuinely kind to one another and just be nice and conversational. But there are those other people no, 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 no. Tell me more. And they make you feel special.
Yeah.
Oh, I admire that so much. There are people that make strangers feel loved. I admire that so much.
The first group of qualities that you mentioned, do you have any of those qualities? The regimented, or are you the opposite? Is that why you admire it?
Yeah. I admire regiment and schedule because I can't do it. Can't's the wrong word. I'm struggling to do it. I could give you every excuse in the book, but it's, yes, I get to roll over and see a beautiful woman every day, but I need to pry myself away from her or else I'm going to not be regimented, so that's why I admire it so much. As for the kindness and making everyone feel loved, I think I look too much at other people, and for example, Jason, when you talk to him and you talk to people like him, you're just, man, I don't know why, but you really want to know a lot about me, and that's really cool, and you're just you're so nice. And I stand by treating everyone with kindness, but I I unfortunately can't say I make everyone feel loved. I love everybody, but do I make you feel loved? So I'm working on all of those things. I'm not trying to be all those things. I'm doing my damnedest to get a schedule going. And it's hard when you work 3 12s 3 nights a week, and then you're back to working a 9 to 5 the other 4 nights a week, and you have this partner who's her schedule's standard, and then there's dogs and puppies and stuff, and life is happening, but those are all excuses. So you can make it work. It's just your schedule looks a little different. It's not that you can't schedule. My regiment is going to be different than someone who works a 9 to 5. That's it.
Yeah.
So I just gotta reframe it that way. As for kindness, it's just being better at talking to people. Just why I'm in these college classes.
All right. For a fun question.
Yes.
If you won the lottery tomorrow, what will you do?
Yes. Buy out my mom's house. I've thought about this a lot. First things first, no matter what. Step 1, buy out my mom's house. Step 2, get an attorney. And I say step 1 because the moment I say you don't have to worry about your mortgage anymore, oh my gosh, that woman would be great. Oh man, I would love to be able to do that. Lottery, no lottery. If I can tell my mom she doesn't mortgage anymore, that made me so happy. And then get an attorney because I'm, I don't know what I'm doing with that much money. I need a financial advisor. Step 2.
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
Um, is there anyone that you? I mean, I think I kind of know the answer,
Of
but
course.
is there anyone that you would like to thank or express your appreciation for that you haven't had the chance to yet?
Yes. And you nailed it. I am so eternally grateful for the core 5 people in my life. My mom, my brother, my sister, my younger sister, and her father. We have the youngest sibling has a different father. And they collectively raised me through whatever hell they endured and made me possible. Um, and then the additional 2, in chronological order, I would have to say would be Jason. That God, he's such a great guy. It makes me mad, but he's so grounded, and he doesn't make you envy how whole he is and how awesome of a person he is. It's genuine admiration. You look at him, like I don't envy you, and I'm not jealous of you or in anything, but your energy, I want to give that out to people too. What you just gave me, I want to give to my loved ones. That's amazing. And then my partner, my girlfriend, and she, yeah, yeah, she is. She probably thinks I'm kissing ass because she's in the next room, but she, I, I love you, baby. Um, I, my, it was a briefly, if it doesn't make edit, I understand, to tell you how crazy we met. She says I love telling this story for obvious reasons. So like I said, I'm an undergrad student and she's a doctor. So spring semester last year, my advising professor said, "Oh my God, you're going to be so happy. We finally got an interpersonal comps," she said interpersonal comps professor. And love you. Yeah, there's no doors in this apartment. You're going to be stoked. She's great. You guys are around the same age. You got to meet her. You're not going to have her because she teaches the grad students, but we're going to set up a meeting. You're going to love her. I get my schedule July, August. I know that name. I think it's a professor. My advising professor wants me to meet. August comes around. I'm sitting in class on a Tuesday, and it's her. And I'm thinking, you know, when a professor tells you another professor is cool, all right, how cool can you be? Sure, she's gonna be great. I'm sitting there in the back of the class, and she walks in, and I look up. My first thought is, she's hot. Like, I got angry at the fact that she was attractive. And how you can't come into the classroom in a like cute little cocktail black dress, black high heels, and just adorable blonde hair with her damn thick rimmed glasses, and then say you're a doctor and not expect students to hit on you. I'm just saying. But we did it appropriately. Waited until I wasn't her student any longer. And that's how we met. And it's been the best possible whirlwind ever. And she inspires me to be better at my job, that it has nothing to do with academia. She's just like, "You're happy when you do this. I see you when you work hard like that. I go be with your family if that makes you happy. It's someone who genuinely loves you for you." And I just, having that sort of partner on top of those other amazing people in my life, man, I'm lucky. And I say that every single day.
Yeah.
So
For our final question, how do you
Let's do
define
it.
success?
How do I define what?
Success.
Ooh, happiness. No, I, you know, and that's happiness is I feel like happiness is entirely subjective. What make you happy might not make me happy. And that's, if you're genuinely happy every day, I feel like you're successful.
Mm.
I I don't care about money. Yes, and to an extent, I want my Botox covered, I want my lips done, and I want to make sure I can get my eyebrows set. But other than that, I don't care about money. I don't care. But like, I don't care. Every woman I've ever met, ever. I don't care about money, but you're paying for my dinner. Um, I sometimes I want to just sit down on our balcony and have a drink and relax and look at the sunset and that makes me happy. For other people, it's going to, once it's safe, a concert at the local music hall and just going for it with whatever they can. Great. I support that too. That when you can do that whenever you want, I feel like then you're successful. When you can achieve that level of happiness every single day with whatever it is, that's success.
Nice, nice. It's a good way to end. We connected, we politic, and we'll do this again in the near future. Thanks a bunch.
Yeah, thank you. This was awesome.
Thanks. Thanks.